super busy on a Saturday night. I'm sure there's nothing else going on. But I did get a question in our Holy Roller Cruising Club. This is our Facebook group. It's called Holy Roller Cruising Club. So Holy Roller without the ER, just the R. So Holy Roller Cruising Club on Facebook. We have a lot of great people in there, and I had a question there. What is a good strategy if you had $300 for a beginner? Like $300 beginner strategy. And I say, you know what I would do if I had $300 and I was trying to teach somebody? I would do a 6 and 8 double tap. And so there's two versions of it. It is the double tap by Casino Quest that they put out a double tap, and you could do a double tap on a couple numbers or all the numbers or just the inside numbers. But there's an aggressive version and a kind of like a conservative version. So we're gonna roll out $300 crap strategy for beginners. If you want to learn how to play craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise, don't forget to subscribe and become a subscriber so you can learn how to play craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise. But this one's going to be a $300 beginner strategy if you ever want to play craps or at least go up to the craps table with $300. This is how I'd play it. I'd play it with, it's called a 6 and 8 double tap. Now, the reason why I do 6 and 8 is because, and while I'm explaining this, if you have any questions, put them in the chat below, and then I will answer any questions. Hey, what's up? We got Claude in the house. Claude gave me some feedback on the other one. I was way farther back. This one I try to get as close as possible. So I hope this view is a little bit better. So the reason why I would do 6 and 8 is there are 36 different combinations of the dice. And each one of them, there's a certain, like the one, there's only one combination, obviously, right? And the 6, so the 2 and the 12, there's only one combination each. Though, however these dice roll, there's 36 different combinations. And there are 6 ways, more than any other number, there's 6 ways to make a 7. And there's 5 ways to make a 6 and 5 ways to make an 8. So the 6 and 8 combined, there's 10 ways of the dice. For the 6 and 8 combined, 10 ways of the dice, 10 out of 36. And remember, the 7 has 6 ways. The 5 and the 9 have 4 ways each. So just these inside numbers right here, there's 18 different combinations of the dice. That's half the combinations just in these 4 numbers. And then you have the 4, which is 3 ways to make a 4, 3 ways to make a 10. And the 3 and the 11, there's only 2 ways to make those. And we already talked about the 2 and 12. So, with all that being said, if you put the 6 and 8 together, that's 10 combinations. So that's why if we had a beginner, I would say just bet the 6 and 8, especially if you only had $300. So if you have $300, you want to have enough for 10 shooters. So you really, I mean, 300 on a $10 table is like the very, very minimum that you would that you'd want to have on a craps table. And I see too many people coming up, beginners, coming up with $100. Don't do it anymore, okay? So 300 is the minimum that you want to buy in on a $10 table. If it was a $5 table, maybe 200, you know? maybe a 150, but $10 table, wow. 300 is absolute minimum, because it's going to be hard to actually bet with $30 per shooter, especially if you're the one shooting. So for example, we got $300. Let me move this up so you can see it. I don't know if you can see it all. We'll put, let me see, can you see this one? No, you can't. Okay, let's do it like this. We got $300 here. So $300, and and this is what I would do. So if you're rolling the dice, you would have to have a pass line or a don't pass. If you're not rolling the dice, don't bet the pass line or the don't pass if you're a beginner. Now the casino is going to tell you, if you're a beginner, they're going to say, hey, put the pass line. You only have to put the pass line or the don't pass if you're rolling the dice. So we're going to be the first roller, and then we're going to assume that other people are going around the table and they're rolling. So we're only going to play this like one time to begin with, and then we're going to let other people shoot. And this is why. So if you have $10 on the pass line, and then you have $10 on the 6 and $12, because you want to bet proper, and you have to bet proper on a ship with Royal Caribbean anyway. They don't take improper bets. And this pays $7 for every 6, so you have to do multiples of 6 on the 6 and 8. And a $10 minimum table, the minimum bet would actually be $12, okay? So we're already over $30 because remember, if you have $300, you want enough for 10 shooters, you only have $30 a shooter, and that's why we're not going to be able to roll every time, because what we're also going to do is we're also going to do another $12, and on some tables they have what's called craps. It's like a C and E right here on the side, and a craps number is 2, 3, 12. If a craps number rolls, you're going to lose this bet right here. This wins on 7-11 when the puck is off, and it loses on 2, 3, 12 when the puck is off. So we're going to spend $12 so that we could get a point established. By doing that, we're going to put $10 here, and then we're going to put $2 on C, which is craps or any craps. Now, you might see people always throw in $2 and they say C and E, because E is 11, but you already have a bet on the 11. So I'm not sure why people have $10 here and throw in $2 and say C and E, when they really should just say any craps. That pays $14. Is that in the shot? Is that in the shot? I don't even know. Okay, it's right down there. You probably, I don't know if you can see it, but any craps pays $14. You would lose 10 and you'd win 14. This $12 pays 14. This $12 pays 14. And this will be a flat bet, even money bet on the pass line. So when this puck is off, these bets are off. So you don't necessarily need to set it up beforehand. If you do, you would say $12 on the 6 and 8, up and off. So you would say that, up and off, which means you want to put it up, but you want it off. Okay? All right, so this is for beginners. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Holy Roller, it's all about playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise. And we're doing a $300 bankroll for beginners in craps. I'm going to show you exactly how 300 is the minimum, but I'm going to show you what I would do and how I would play. This strategy is called the 6 and 8 double tap, okay? There's two versions. There is a conservative version and an aggressive version. First we'll do conservative, then we'll get aggressive, okay? All right, so here's the starting. We got $10 on the pass line. We got $2 on any craps. The puck is off. They're going to pass 5 dice, right? We're going to pick 2. They'll take the other 3 away, and then we will go ahead and throw the dice, make sure they hit the back wall, and see if we could get a point established. A 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, or 10 would be the point. Right here, 7, 11 on the pass line. 7, 11, win. 2, 3, 12, lose. But that's why we have this $2 crap check. If we lose that, it's kind of like a $2 insurance, so we don't lose our $10. Because with $300, every dollar counts. Let's see what we roll here. And it is an 8. Okay, so we have an 8. Now this bet was off because that was off, so the point becomes 8. The first roll, that's called a come out roll, and the point is 8. Now what they're going to do is they're going to ask you, do you want this for odds? Because a lot of times you could take this and put it behind the pass line for odds, but I never recommend playing odds when you're playing craps on a cruise, because you can only do single odds on a cruise. Now on another casino, that's a whole nother training for 3, 4, 5 times odds, which means a 6 and an 8, you could put 5 times. So if you put $10 on the pass line, 5 times that is $50 that you could put on the what's called odds bet. But the reason why we're not doing that is because this is for beginners, and we only have $300, $30 per shooter, so we can't pay for odds. Okay, because it was an 8, we lose that $2. Okay, so now we have $298. We're already $2 down, but we didn't lose that 10. Okay, so that $10 right here on the pass line. So now we're ready to roll. So we're actually going to leave this here. We're not going to put it in odds. So if the point was another thing, this pass line, so say it was a 9, for example, this would be a bet on the 9. So technically right now, because it's an 8, this bet is on the 8. So the pass line, whatever this is on, that's what the pass line is on. And so we actually have 2 bets on the 8, and that's okay, because we're just working off of the 6 and 8 double tap, okay? All right, so now, every once in a while, I'll check the chat to see if there's any questions. If you have any questions or thoughts about this, let me know. All right, let's roll. Now, we want to get an 8 to win, to pass or win. So you need an 8 to pass, okay? A 7, and you usually don't want to say the word 7 when that puck is on, so that's kind of like taboo. So I should have said Big Red. Big Red is like a nickname for 7. So I should have said Big Red. Or you could say the bad number, meaning just the actual words, the bad number. We don't want to see the bad number. We want to see an 6 or 8, because that's what we have bet. Let's see what happens. And it is an 8. We got it. We got it. Okay, so now what that means is we passed. We won that bet. So what's going to happen is we're going to win right here, even money. And then we're going to win $14 right here. Okay, and then the puck is going to go off. All right. Now this is what you want to say, because we're doing what's called the 6 and 8 double tap. Okay. Conservative version is this. We're going to take $12 here, and we're going to press the 6 and 8, 1 unit each, and then we're going to put $2. Remember that $2 we lost over here? We're replacing it. So we got that $2 back. Okay. Then what we're doing is, this is how you would say it. Right when it hits, you would say, press my 6 and 8, 1 unit each. Okay? Press my 6 and 8, 1 unit each. And so 1 unit is a $6 unit. So even though it looks like 2 units, it's really only 1 unit. So we're pressing the 6 and 8 by 1 unit each. So now it's $18. Okay? And we're looking for 1 more of these to hit, double tap. It doesn't have to be one number, it could be either one of the numbers, okay? And we did win right here, remember? So now we have $10 we're gonna put in our rack, and we're gonna take that $2 again, and we're gonna put it on any craps, the 2-3-12, because this loses on 2-3-12 when the puck is off. It wins on 7-11 when the puck is off. Now these bets are off because that says off, okay? So we don't have to worry, we're not gonna lose that, but we can lose this. But that's why we're betting $2 on any craps, because it will pay 14 if we lose this $10, okay? So then we're gonna have the same dice, same shooter. We just passed, and now we're gonna try to pass again or have what's called a come out roll. And if you have any questions, let me know in the chat and I'll try to answer them. So there's another come out roll. So when the puck is off, it's called a come out roll. Here we go, coming out. And it is a 7. Okay, now 7's usually the bad number, but not when the puck is off, okay? So what that means is we lose the $2 because that was a bet on the 2-3-12. The 2-3-12 didn't roll. This is a 1-roll bet, and it's down. But 7-11 win right here, so we win another $10. So we're gonna put that in our rack, and we're still coming out. Now, have you ever heard the term crap out? Like, oh, I have to roll the dice until I crap out. That's not actually true. Like some people, if you ever hear anybody say you roll the dice until you crap out, they actually don't know what they're talking about. They just maybe been taught wrong. That's all I'm saying. Because the only way to crap out is when the puck is off. And if you crap out, you still roll. So if I rolled a 2, 3, or 12, that's the crap numbers. There's only 3 crap numbers in the game of craps. 2, 3, and 12. And if I roll a 2, 3, or 12 when the puck is off, and I have a bet on the pass line, that's what's called crap out. So if I rolled a 3, for example, I would have lost this bet. I would have crapped out. Then I'd have to put the bet back again, another $10, and then I would still roll. So if you crap out, you still roll the dice. Some people don't realize that. They think a 7, it's called 7 out, not crap out. So when that puck is on, it's called 7 out. And then you don't roll anymore. You pass the dice to the next person, and it goes clockwise around the table. All right. So we did win this, and we had that $2 insurance to protect it. So we don't really need to put up the $2 again, but let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and put the $2. We could throw this to the dealer, and when you bet, you kind of just throw it and you say $2 any crap, and then they'll say, okay, $2 any crap, $3 change. They'll set up your bet, and then they'll give you your $2 change or $3 change. All right. So now we have the dice, and we're gonna roll them coming out. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them in the chat. Here we go. We have 96 people watching and only 3 thumbs up, only 3 likes. I got a point. I passed. I got the point. Come on, that's worth a like. All right, here we go. And it's an 8. We're back out on the 8. And so no matter what the point is, so whenever you're coming out, an 8 rolled, so now the point is on. So now the bad number is the one that just rolled a minute ago. We did lose this bet, the any craps, because this is a 1-roll bet, and it was only a bet on the 2, 3, and 12 right there, and it did not roll. So this is a bet on the 8, this is a bet on the 8. Now, because we're playing the 6 and 8, we're gonna leave it right here on the 8. Now on a cruise, you can only have single odds, so we wouldn't be able to put $18 back here anyway. We'd only be able to put 10. So it's better to have it right here. We could win more money. Each one of these pay $21. Now remember, we're playing the 6 and 8 double tap. All we're looking is for one more hit of the 6 or the 8. Here we go. And I'll try to check the chat in between rolls if you have any questions or comments, and I'll try to answer them. But right now, let's see what rolls next. Let's get a 6 or an 8. and it is a 5. Okay, so this is a 5, 415, right? And we don't have a bet on it. Now, we don't lose these bets. These bets stay here. If we bet here in the field, it looks like it's a lot of numbers, but it's actually, there's only one way to make a 2, one way to make a 12, 2 ways to make a 3 and an 11. There's not a lot of combinations. There's 36 different combinations. There's only 16 combinations here. That's less than half of the combinations. We have 10 combinations right here and 16 with all of these numbers. So this is a better bet than this, and this is a 1-roll bet. If it rolled and we had a bet in here, we would have lost every time. These ones you don't lose until the bad number comes when that's on, okay? That's the only time you lose these bets, when that is on and the bad number comes. So we don't get paid because we didn't have the bet, and that's okay because we don't have a lot of money. We're only playing with $300, so we only have $30 per shooter, so we can't get, it's a $10 minimum. So if we bet the 4, 5, 9, 10, I mean, that's $40. Then there's 12 and 12. That would be $64. If you're going to play every number and play with $64, remember, you want to take your bet and times it by 10. You need at least $640 to play if you're going to bet every number. So don't go up to the table with a lot of or small money, I should say, small money. All right, let's see if we have any chat questions, and then we'll jump in. Ooh, we got 7 likes, 101 people watching and 7 likes. Did we get any subscribers? Subscribe to the channel, and let's see. Yeah, give a thumbs up. All right, tell us about the lay bet on the 4 and 10. Oh, that's a beginner question. We'll talk about that in a second. Not that you're a beginner, but that is one of the most confusing things, is the lay bet on the 4 and 10 and what a lay bet is. We'll get to that after we explain the system. We have to get a 6 or an 8. So we're looking for this is called a 6-8 double tap, okay? All we're looking for is 2 hits. So we started with 12, we hit an 8, and then we pressed the 6 and 8 1 unit each, and now it's 18. It pays 21 now. So let's see if we can get a 6 or an 8 double tap. Here we go. And it is an 8. We got it. All right, so we got it. It's a 5-3, 5-3, 8. Okay. So this wins here because we passed. We passed again, and we're going to have a $21 payout for that $18 bet. The puck will go off. We're going to go ahead and rack this. And this is what you do with double tap, and this is what I'm suggesting for beginners with $300 and trying to hit it twice. Now, we hit the 8 twice, but it didn't matter. If we hit the 6 or the 8, either one of those twice, the first one we press 1 unit each, from 12 to 18 each. Then it pays 21. The next move, we say same bet. That means they're going to give us this bet. Then we're going to say, take me down to, well, maybe not take me down. Take me down. When you say take me down, that means you want your bets down. Like, just give them back to you. So try not to say take me down, sorry. Say take my 6 and 8 to minimum, or make my 6 and 8 look like 12 each. So this is a slang term in craps. It's kind of craps lingo. Make my 6 and 8 look like, so the word look like, make it look like 12. And then they'll go like this, and they'll say, okay, it looks like 12, because it is 12, right? And they're going to take it down like that. So we're going to take 12, what's this, 20, 30, 33 back to our rack, okay? Now, we took 33 back to our rack. Now, we got some wins in the middle of this, but we started with 12 and 12 is 24, and 10 is 34, and we just took 33 back to our rack. We're playing for $1, but we did win over here too. So we're actually up in our bankroll, but if you didn't win here and you did a double tap, you would be playing for $1. So you have $34 and you're only risking $1 now. You were risking but now you're only risking $1. All right, we're coming out again. So when the puck is off, it's called a come out roll. We're gonna do $10 on the pass line, and we're going to do $2 on any craps. So again, you might see people throwing money and they say C&E for $2. Like C&E, that's craps and 11, which is a 2, 3, 12 are the craps numbers. And yo, 11 is also, it's also called yo. And the reason why they call it yo is because it sounds like 7, but it's 11, right? So they say yo, 11, so that if you hear it, you don't think they said 7. You'll hear the word yo first. So yo 11, you have a bet on the 7-11 right now. This is a 2-part bet. It's a bet when the puck is off. This is a bet on the 7 and 11, and it loses on 2, 3, 12. That's why we're going to do a $2 crap check. That would pay $14 or 8 for 1. So that pays $14. So we're going to bet the C or the any craps. All right, let's check the chat for any questions or comments. And yeah, David, yeah, you want me to use that? I rolled on one live. I rolled so long with this one set, and I was just, it was an awesome set given by the skill and luck was here. And yeah, that was a great set. That was the first time I ever threw that set, by the way. But we're doing the shake 'em and bake 'em. Shake 'em and bake 'em. All right, so we're coming out. So these bets are off. This bet's working. This bet's always working, actually. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get. And it's an 11. So, yo, 11. And so this $2 lost. And we win $10 or even money right here. So it's an even money bet. So we win there, and then we're going to put $2 back for any craps. Now we were putting the $2 here for any craps to protect this $10. So being that we got an 11, we won $10. So this is free money. We don't necessarily have to do a crap check, but we're going to go ahead and do one anyway. Just because this is a setup if you're rolling the dice. 12, 12, and 12. It would be $10 on the pass and $2 on any crap check. So that's your beginning, your set when the puck is off, when you're getting ready. Only when you're rolling the dice. When you're not rolling the dice, you don't have to bet the pass line or the don't pass. So we would actually save $12 if we're not rolling the dice. We would just start with $24 instead of $34. Because remember, if you have $300, you want enough for 10 shooters, so you can only average $30 per shooter. And if you're rolling the dice, you're paying $34 just to get out the gate. So it doesn't make sense. After this roll, we'll check the chat for any questions, for any chatter, for any thoughts. And let's see if this is a come out roll. Let's see what we get. And it's a 4, hard 4. And so the point becomes 4. And now we have to roll a 4 before a bad number, before red, before big red. That's a nickname for the bad number. If the bad number comes, we lose all the money here. Now, we do lose our $2 because that was a 1-roll bet on the 2, 3, and 12, and it didn't roll. So that comes down, goes to the casino. We have our rack here, and we're going to stick with this. Now, I showed you the conservative version. So if you wanted to be conservative, you would just repeat everything that just happened. So if the 6 and 8 hit, you would say, press my 6 and 8, 1 unit each. If the 6 and 8 hit one more time, then you would say, same bet, and make my 6 and 8 look like 12 each, and you just start over, and you just rotate over and over and over. Now this time we're going to do the aggressive version of the 6 and 8 double tap, and I'll show you what it is, because It's a little bit more aggressive, but it can pay off really well if we're doing good. Now, this is a bet on the 4. The pass line is a bet on the 4 because it's on the 4. So the point is 4. So in order to pass, I have to roll a 4 before the bad number. All right, let's check the chat and see if there's any questions or thoughts. Ooh, what is the big 6 and 8? How does it pay? So a lot of big 6 and 8. There's a lot of tables that don't even have this bet anymore, but it is an even money bet, just like the field on all these 3, 4, 9, 10, 11. It's a 1-roll bet. It pays even money. If it's a 2 or a 12, it pays double. So $10 would pay $10 on all these, and $10 would pay 20 if it's a 2 or 12. It's the same thing on the big 6 and 8. Some of them have high-low. Some of them have like any 7 right here. And it's a self-service bet, but it's an even money bet on the 6 and 8. The any 7 is 4 to 1 or 5-4-1. So if you put $10 here, if it was an any 7 one, but this is a big 6 and 8. And so it would just pay even money. So $10 would pay $10. It's not a good bet because it's a 1-roll bet. $12 pays 14 here. And I think $10 pays 12 or 11 if you could do improper bets. But yeah, this is a bad bet here. That's why a lot of the casinos just got rid of it. So that's a good question. All right, so I did say the bad number when I was talking about that word. And usually the proper etiquette is that when the puck is on, you should never say that word at the table. Even if you're standing behind somebody watching, there's a lot of times where people come up and they try to train and teach people, and they're standing behind the people that are playing craps, and they're talking to somebody else saying, okay, this guy is going to roll until they crap out, which that's the first indication that they don't know what they're talking about, because then they say, what does crap out mean? And then they say, oh, crap out means when they have the puck on and they roll a 7. That's not crapping out, that's 7 out. You can only crap out when the puck is off and you still roll the dice. All right, I know I said that before, but that was earlier, so here we go. We're going to see if we can get past the bad number. We want a 4 to pass, but we really want a 6 and 8 because we're playing that 6 and 8. Let's do aggressive 6 and 8 double tap. Let's get a 6 or 8. Here we go. And it is a 9. A 9. So we don't have a bet on the 9. We don't get paid, but these bets stay here. They stay there. They will stay there until we take them down or until that bad number comes. They'll stay there even if we roll a 4. They'll stay there. All right. Here we go. Let's roll again, and then I'll check the chat. Let's see if we can get a 6 or 8. And it's a 10. So same thing, hard 10, 5-5. We don't have a bet on the 10. So don't get FOMO when this is happening because you don't have the bankroll. Remember, you came with 300. You didn't come with 600. So you can't get all the numbers. You came with 300. You can only get 2 numbers. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Let's get a 6 or 8. There's another 10. Yep, FOMO's kicking in pretty hard right now. Let's see what we get here, and then I'll check the chat. And it is a 5. We got a 5. Same thing. Let's check the chat and see if there's any questions or comments. And hey, what's up, everybody that's here? How many viewers? It looks like we have over 100 people watching and only 9 likes. Did we get any subscribers subscribing to the channel? This is all about playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise, and tonight we're talking about a beginner strategy for $300. It's called the 6 and 8 double tap. Casino Quest is they made the double tap, but sometimes you could do double tap. If you had $64, you could still do double tap. If you came with 700, you could do all the numbers and do double tap. If you came with 500, you could do the 4, 6, 8, and 9 and do double tap. But when you come with 300, you only get 2 numbers. And if you're only going to get 2 numbers, The best two numbers to get is 6 and 8 because there's 5 ways to make a 6, there's 5 ways to make an 8, and there's 10 combinations out of 36 that's a 6 and 8. Of course, we've been rolling a bunch of the other combinations. So let's see if we can get a 6 and 8, or a 4 would be fine. And it is a 4. We got it. We got it. A hard 4. And some people would say, why didn't you have odds? Play odds. Well, the puck goes off and we get paid even money on the 4. And the reason why we didn't do odds is because we only came with $300. And remember, we're spending $34 instead of $30. So you have to have more money if you're going to put more money at risk, okay? Think about it as 10%. Don't put more than 10% of your bankroll out for the first 10 shooters. So if you have $300, you have $30 per shooter, and go through 10 shooters before you change. And after 10 shooters, if you have $500, then yeah, maybe you could play odds, or maybe you could do the 5 and the 9 and the 6 and the 8 and do double tap that way. If you have more money, you can play more. So that's a little bankroll management for you. All right, we're coming out again. Let's get that $2 crap check. So $2 crap check. So it's called a crap check or any craps. So if you throw in $2 and just say crap check, they'll know that that's a $2 bet on the any craps, which is 2, 3, and 12. Because this loses on 2, 3, 12. It wins on 7, 11. So let's see what rolls, and then we'll check the chat for any questions or thoughts. Here we go. And it is a 6. We are out on the 6. We lose the $2 for the crap check, and we protected our $10. So again, even though this is here, we're going to leave it here because we're treating this as one bet. Because if the 6 or the 8 hit, we're going to press them both. But when you do the aggressive style, you actually only do one. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to leave this here. And we have technically this bet, this pass, whatever the point becomes, that's a bet on the point. So now we actually have 2 bets on the 6 right now. Let's check the chat and see if there's any questions or comments. Yeah, big 6 and 8 pay 1 to 1. Yeah, and the box numbers pay 7 to 6, so they pay better. And I said the bad word that you shouldn't say when the puck is on, but it's just etiquette, really. Some people say superstitious. I say I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. Here we go. Shout out to The Office. All right, here we go. There's a 10. We got the 10, and we don't have the bet, but we rolled the 10. Let's get a 6 or 8. Here we go. And we did get a 6. All right, remember, there's 10 combinations for both of these right here, so it's high probability. That's why you want to bet those if you only have a small bankroll, like $300. So that's going to pay 10 here, even money on the pass line, because we did pass. So we passed because we rolled a 6 before we rolled a 7. So we rolled a 6, which made it the point. We have to roll a 6 again before a 7 in order to pass, and we did. Now this is going to pay 14. Okay, here's the aggressive version. Are you ready? The aggressive version is you throw in $4. And if you don't have $4, you just throw in a nickel. And what you're going to say is make it look like 30. So whichever one hit, you're going to say make it look like 30. So we're going to get a dollar change because we're only putting in $4. And if we add up all this money, the money that we won plus the money that was there, it's $30. So they would do what you're saying, and they would make it look like 30. And that's craps lingo, make it look like 30. Then the puck will go off, and so that's a $30 bet now, pays 35. This is a little bit more aggressive than pressing the 6 and 8 one unit. Because now we still want to double tap. We want to double tap the 6. So let's see what happens. And we're coming out. These bets are off. This bet is here. We need a $2. And I just recommend for all beginners, always do a $2 crap check so that you don't have to keep feeding the pass line with $10. I'd rather feed this. If you lose this, if you lose this pass line and you had $2, you're going to get paid $14. And you could put your 10 back and you'd have $4 more so that you could do this again. Okay, so don't worry about that. And if you're passing, you're making more than, so think about it as when we won this $10 here, we actually won 8 because we lost 2 at the beginning. All right. After this come out roll, we'll check the chat for any questions or comments. Here we go. Have you subscribed yet? That's my question. That's my comment. Have you gave a thumbs up yet? That's my question. That's my comment. Here we go. And it is a 3. Okay, so you're going to see it in action. Remember, 2, 3, 12 lose when the puck is off, and 7, 11 win. So we got a 3, which means we lose this bet. But we did have a $2 crap check, and that pays $14. So then we're going to take $10, we're going to put it back there. That bet stays there, by the way. And now we're going to put $4 in our rack, and that bet stays there. That any craps stays there. All right. Now we're going to roll again because we're still coming out. That's right there is what's called a crap out. We just crapped out, and we're still rolling the dice. Here we go. Here we go. And it is a 9. So the point is 9. And this bet comes down. The any craps bet comes down. Now this is a bet on the 9. The point is 9. We have to roll a 9 before the bad number to pass. And we do want a 6 and 8. Now we really want a 6 because now these bets are on because that puck is on. Okay, let's check the chat before our next roll and see if there's any questions or comments. By rolling the number, okay, you must be answering, how are you getting paid with pass? Yes, pass line. Yeah, in order to pass, you have to roll the number and then roll it again before you roll the bad number. And so you get paid even money on the pass line. But I would always suggest only play the pass line if you're rolling the dice. Because a 9, and I'll go over here and explain it. So if I had $10 on the 9, it would pay 14 here. But the pass line, because I'm rolling the dice, I need a pass line. So this becomes a bet on the 9, but I only win even money. So what would you rather get paid for your $10 bet? Would you rather get paid $10 would pay 14? Or do you want $10 to pay 10? Well, the reason why we're not betting the 9 with $10 is because whenever you're rolling, you need a pass line. Now, if we weren't rolling the dice and the point was 9 and we wanted the 9 to roll, don't ever bet it on the pass line. Like, don't ever bet the pass line unless you're rolling the dice. Because you always get paid more when you place the number rather than pass line with odds. Now, later on, I'll talk a little bit more about that because some people are going to say, no, you get paid more if you place odds. Well, the only way you could get paid more than pass line with odds than placing the number is if you do more than 5 times odds. It always pays more to place the number. So, but when you're rolling the dice, this is a contract bet. You can't even pick this up. You can't move it. This is locked in on the 9. It's a bet on the 9. It wins on the 9. It loses on the bad number that's right between the 6 and 8. All right, here we go. Let's roll a 6. That's what we want, right? We want a 6. Roll it. How about a 7? Ah, 7 out. All right, so 7 out means that whenever the puck is on and a 7 rolls, all the money's gone. So pass line's gone, the 6, that $30 on the 6 is gone, and the 8 is gone, and then the puck goes off. All right, then they pass the dice to the next shooter. Now, we were the shooter, and we had $10 here. Now we don't have to do $10 here. We started with $300. We rolled one shooter, So let's see where we are with our bankroll and see if we made any money with that shooter, okay? So there's our $300. So we have 300, and this is our profit for that shooter. So there's 25, 35, 40, 45, $47. So we made $47 on that shooter, but we're not really going to calculate it into our hand because, meaning we're not going to try to spend it yet. We're going to go through, and I won't do it on the live, but what you want to do is you want to go through 10 shooters, and so that was number 1. And after you go through 10 shooters, then you count your bankroll and you see if you have 300, you put the rest aside, and then you do it again. And you go through another 10 shooters. And then after that, you see where your bankroll is, you see if you have 300, and then you do it again. And so if we stopped right now, we would walk away with $47. But we're not, we just rolled once, and now we're going to have another roller roll. And so let me check the comment before we have another come out, and we'll see if there's any comments, questions. We do have 14 likes. We have 90 people watching. Give us a thumbs up, and have you subscribed to the channel yet? Have you subscribed to the channel yet? That's what I'm here. You mean Big Red. Yes. To be a lucky number, it's hated in craps. Yeah. You don't want to say 7, especially when the puck is on. Right now, it's okay to say 7-11. Sometimes they'll say 7-11 shooter. But when that puck is on, you don't want to say 7. You want to say Big Red or red, right? All right. It looks like we have some people answering questions, and we have Claude, a member of the channel with Cowboy Valley and Timberline Junction Model Railroad. That's a YouTube channel. If you're into Model Railroad, that's Claude, and you can subscribe to his channel as well. And he's doing some little moderation for me today and answering some questions in there because I have my camera's way up there, so I have to go up there to see and to read my my comments. So that's why I say, hey, let's go check the comments. So, all right. Now we do have our winnings. We're gonna play from our winnings, but we are gonna do the 6 and 8. So we're gonna do 6 and 8 again, but this time because we're not shooting. Because remember, last time it cost us $34 to play. This time it's only going to cost us $24 to play. And we have an extra $6 that we're not playing with. So if we do this a couple times, like 2 times. So hopefully there's 2 other people at the table, because then we can average $30 per shooter, because here, we're only spending 24, but when we're rolling, we're spending 34. So we need a couple 24s so that we can have our 34s, because we actually only have and want to use $30 per shooter. So because we used 34, now we're going to use 24 just to bring that average down so that we're not overspending our bankroll. Now remember, if you have more than $300, you could get more numbers. You could do odds, you could do other bets, but if you only have $300, I'm suggesting that you only bet the 6 and 8. It's the highest probability other than the 7. There's 5 ways to make a 6, 5 ways to make an 8. That's 10 ways of the dice, and the 7 has 6 ways out of 36 combinations. All right, so let's assume somebody else is shooting because we just 7'd out. Hopefully there's some other people at the table. They're going to rotate around clockwise. And now somebody else has to play a pass line bet, but we don't have to play pass line. We're just going to play the 6 and 8. And we're going to do the aggressive version because we're up in our bankroll. So that's something you could think about. If you're up, we're up $47, you could be aggressive. If you're down, be conservative, and just do the other one that we started with. Oh, sorry. All right. And after this roll, we'll get a point established, and then I'll check the chat for any chatter. Here we go. And it's a 7. 7. Now, 7 when the puck is off is not the bad number right now because the puck is off. So these bets are off and we didn't lose. We only lose our money when the puck is on and the 7 rolls, okay? And so this would be a frontline winner, they call it. It's also called a natural. A 7 or 11 would be called natural. And the person that's rolling the dice has a bet right here and they just won. They just won even money. All right, that's great. Let's get a come out roll and let's get a point established. How about the point of 9? 6, 3, 9. So now the point becomes 9 and we want a 6 or an 8. Let me check the chat, see if there's any questions or comments. $3, hard 6 and 8. Yeah, you want to use all that $30, don't you, Marcus? Use it all. Use it all. That is something that we can do right here. I'll show you how. But we want to save that 6. But when we get a first hit, I'll show you what we'll do. Let's see if we can get a 6 or 8. Here we go. And it's an 8. We got an 8. Remember, there's 10 combinations on a 6 and an 8 together, 5 each. Okay, this is going to pay 14, and we're gonna be aggressive. But instead of being aggressive, let's do. Now remember, what we would do is we would throw in $4, and we'd say make it the 8. We'd say make it look like 30. I'm gonna show you another way to be aggressive. Okay, and it's starting with the conservative way. So instead of going straight to 30 with this, we're going to go press my 6 and 8, 1 unit each. So that's the conservative version. But our second hit, it's a double tap, but we're actually going to do another hit. So because we'll have $2 extra, we could put it on the hard 6, hard 8. Now the hard 8, Marcus was right. We would have had a lot more money right now if we would have done the hard 8. We would have had close to $30. It would have paid $27 if we had $3. Pays 10 for 1. So it pays $10, but they take the 1, right? So it's $9 for every 1. So we would have had $27 if we had $3 on there. Let's see if we can get a 6 or 8 again. 7 out. 7 out. So it didn't matter if we did the aggressive one or the conservative version. A 7 came and we lost our money. Now, how much did we lose? We lost $24. Now, it might look like, no, because we had 18 and 18 plus 2. So that is, what's that, $38? We lost $38. No, remember, we only started with 24. So we only lost 24. And remember, we were $47 up. So we're down. And now they're going to pass the dice. The puck will go off. And then we have to bet over again. We have to bet all over again. Let's check the chat and see if there's any questions or comments. Oh, yeah, Marcus, I know. I should have listened to you. Look at that hard 8. All right, let's do this. Let's do a setup again. So you could just throw in a quarter, and you can say 6 and 8. If you throw in a quarter and you're on a $10 table, and you throw in a quarter or $25 chip, and you say 6 and 8, they'll automatically give you $1 change, and then they will put up the 6 and 8 for 12 each. So they'll say thank you very much. They'll put you up, and then you got $1 change. All right, now we don't have to play a pass line because there's other shooters at the table, and so they're going to have to pick their dice, and then they're going to have to roll them as well. So they'll have a come out roll. There we go, and it's a 7, 7 natural. These bets are still there because the puck is off. That means these bets are off. Here we go. And it's a 5. So the point becomes 5. And now that the point is 5, we want a 6 or 8. Let's roll it. And there is a yo 11, yo 11. And there is a 6. We got a 6. Now, we're going to just be, instead of getting the hard ways, Marcus, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the throw in $4. We're going to play a little bit aggressive. We're going to throw in $4. 12 pays 14, so they're going to pay us 14. 14 plus 4 plus 12 is 30, all right? And so then you're going to throw in $4 and say, make it look like 30. So now this looks like 30, okay? So they'll lock up all the rest of the money. This pays 35. So this is the more aggressive version. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get another 6. And it's a 9. It's a 9. Let's get a 6 or 8. And there is an 8. Oh, Marcus. Oh, my goodness. I know. What if Marcus gave me a thumbs up, he's now changing it to a thumbs down. That's for sure. Because there's another hard 8. Oh, my goodness. So hard 8 pays 14. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to throw in $4. Now, if you don't have $4, you could throw in a $5 chip and say, make it look like 30. They'll give you $1 back, and then they will make that look like 30 as well. So now we have 2 bets from 24. Now we have 60 on the table. All we're looking for is one more hit of the 6 and 8. Here we go. And it is a 7 out. Wow, we tried to get there. That was probably Marcus saying, how dare you not have a hard way. Now the puck goes off. Now remember, we had $60 here, but we lost 24, okay? Now we are down in our bankroll, but we're still going to play aggressive. I don't recommend that you play aggressive if you're down because we did throw in extra money. Actually, we lost more than 24. We lost because we threw in 8, so we lost $32 because $4 and $4, so we lost $32, not $24. All right. And if somebody probably commented about that already, right? All right, here we go. 6 and 8. Here's your dollar change, sir. Thank you. I'll put that in my rack. And there we go. And we have a $12 6 and 8. Up and off. You can wait until the point's established before you bet. But we know what we're doing here. We know we want to be up and off. You can be working. So even though this is off, you could tell the dealers, have my bets working, please. And what they'll do is they'll put an on button on one of them, which counts for all of them. So we're working. So even though that's off, 6 and 8 is working right now. Let's see what happens. And it's a 10. It's a 10. And so they'll take this off. If a 7 would have came, we would have lost that money right there. So that's a little bit aggressive as well. Playing your bets on when the puck is off, that's aggressive. You should only do that if you're up in your bankroll, not if you're down, and we're down. All right, let's see if we can get a 6 or 8. There is a 9. Let's see if we can get a 6 or 8. Come on. There's a 5. 5. And an 8. And oh my goodness, this is a third hard 8 in a row. Oh my goodness. I should have done a whole nother video at this point. That's going to pay 14. And being that that's going to pay 14, we're going to throw in $4. Whoops. We're going to throw in $4 and get a dollar change when we throw in a nickel. And that's going to look like 30. So they're going to take it, make it look like 30. I got to check the chat. I got to check the chat, see what is happening out in Chatterland. Blaine, that is hilarious. What kind of people are we? It's late and I'm watching a live stream on Craps, a beginner's live stream for $300. This is a free craps lesson. I call it what the crap. That's what I call it. The hard ways. Okay, that's a good question, Tom. Are the hard ways a one-time roll? So the hard ways, if we bet on the hard way, so let's say we put, well, let's say the 8 right here, because it's high. Let's put $5 on it. That is going to stay there until the bad number rolls. If we lose all of our money when the puck is on. If the bad number rolls when the puck is on, we lose all of this, right? But it'll also lose if an easy 8 rolls. So if an easy 8 rolls, 6-2 or a 5-3, so let's get that 5-3, that's when that bet would lose. So a good way to think about it is if you do have a 6 or 8, put some money on the hard way. If you have a $12 6, it pays 14. So if you want to get that money back, you can put $2 on the hard way, and then this pays 35. So we're actually going to put 5 right here, and hopefully it comes hard. This will pay 10-1 or $45 or 50 altogether. So let's see if we can get that 8, and then we'll check the chat again. What's that right there? It's a 4. There's a 4. There's a 4. Let's get that 6 or 8 shooter. And of course, a 10 would be fine too. All right, so we got the 10. It is an easy 10. So 6-4. And so winner, winner. And remember, we're not the one rolling necessarily because we don't have a pass line. And so that's the person rolling over there somewhere. And these bets are off. We're going to leave them off because we're down in our bankroll, right? We're not going to play that aggressive, even though we're doing the aggressive version. So let's see. We're going to have a come out, and it's a 5. It's a 5. Now, some casinos here, when you have the hard ways, they'll say hard ways are working unless called off. And some say hard ways are off unless called working. Meaning when that puck is off, these would still be working. So if an easy 8 or the bad number came, then you would lose that there. So you have to just let them know. Now me, if I have hard ways, I always have them working. Because if you see a hard way, you want to get paid. All right, the point is 5. We have to roll a 5 before the bad number to pass or win. But we need a 6 or an 8 to roll. Sorry, and then I'll check the chat. Here we go. How about a 9? The 9 rolled. I always find this very, very, very interesting. They have what's called sister numbers, 5, 9, 4, 10, 6, 8. So the 5 and the 9 are sister numbers. The reason we call them sister numbers, remember we just rolled a 9. And before that we rolled a 5. Look at this. The other side of the dice is the 5. So whenever you see a 9 on top, the other side is a 5, and vice versa. Whenever you see a 6, if you see a 6 on one side, the 8's going to be on the other side. And if you see a 10, the other side of the dice is going to be a 4. And I always find it interesting that they roll together like that. Really weird. 5, then a 9, you know? Very interesting. All right, I'll check the chat after this roll. Let's get an 8. How about a 3? Guess what the other side of the 3 is? Anybody? It's an 11. The 11 is the other side of the 3. Oh my goodness. So a sister of the sister number of the 3 is the 11. Sisters. All right, here we go. And it's a 5. We got a winner. We got a winner. And so this is where, like I said, you get FOMO because all these numbers are rolling and you don't get paid on any of them. Oh, we got a super chat. Oh, thanks, Claude. Super chatting in the house, member, and giving us a super chat. $5 on a live stream. That's amazing. I didn't even know we could do this on a live stream. I'm just asking for people to give a thumbs up That doesn't cost anything. I'm just asking for people to subscribe. That doesn't cost anything. But thanks, Claude. I really appreciate it. Go check out, if you're in the model railroad, check out Cowboy Valley and Timberline Junction Model Railroad. Claude there. Very nice, very nice. Member of the channel. He is a member of the Holy Roller channel. We have membership where you get secret videos on how to win craps, win cruises by playing craps. And there's a lot of different craps strategies that I show on the channel there. All right, we're coming out. Let's have this working. We are working on our hard 8. This is not working because it's off, but our hard ways we're gonna have working. Let's see if we get a hard 8. Because every time it, oh my goodness, I thought it was, but it's a 9. I saw that 4 and I thought, wow, we did it. So here we go. We got to get that 8 in order for this double tap to work. We got to hit again the 8. Here we go. And it is a 5. A 5. Now remember, you're missing out on all these. Oh, 7. Wow. 7 out. So remember, we had that one roll that was really good, and now we had 2 rolls where we lost money. We lost money. So everything comes down because we rolled that 7. So the puck goes off, and now it's time for another shooter. So let's check the chat for any questions. If oh, gotta hit the hay. Good night. Good night. Good night. And so, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this really quick. Remember, we had the 6 and 8, and all these other numbers were rolling. The reason why we only had the 6 and 8 is because we only have $300. If you have $300, you want to divide that by 10 and only use that for 10 shooters. So we only have enough for two numbers. If you have $500, you could get 4 numbers. If you have $600 or $700, I would say $700, you can get all the numbers and do the same system, double tap. So let's see about where we're at in our bankroll. Because we started with 300, we have 358. No, 258. 258. So we're down in our bankroll. Now, always make sure, and so we're going to kind of fast forward a little bit. And you want to always make sure that you don't play with money that you're willing to, that you're not willing to lose. Like, you have to be willing to lose this. So let's imagine we went over and it was 4 shooters, 5 shooters, 6 shooters, and it came all the way around. And we shot again, and we went through 10 shooters. So we've been through 10 shooters now, and our bankroll, let's say our bankroll is what it is. Let's just say we were able to break even, and we came to this point where we have $250, say. Well, now we can choose to do 10 more shooters, but we know that we only have $25 instead of $30. Or you can say, I'm going to play, I'm going to only play 6 more hands or 6 more shooters and then determine where I'm at. So those are the kind of things that you can do to kind of know how you want to do your bankroll, but you do want to kind of calculate it by 10. Now, this is what most people do, and I'm guilty of doing this. And so, because you know how you wanted to have a little bit of investment, but we had the 8 at 30 on that last roll, some people will just say, okay, I want to go back to the 30. And you know what? Let me go back to I'm going to just do 30 on 6 and 8 because I want to try to win my bankroll back. Well, you're putting money at risk, and you're really depleting. You're using $30, so you're using 2 shooters in one hand. So you have to be really willing to do that. And so let's do it and see what happens. And this is kind of desperate, because if you're down, the only time you should really do this is if you're up in your bankroll and you're like, you know what, I have $600 now, so I have $60 per shooter. So I'm going to play $60 per shooter. Now you could do 64 across or 44 inside, or you could do $60, just play the 6 and 8 still. But we've seen that the 6 and 8 hasn't been working that well, as far as, like, we've been hitting all these other numbers too. We probably could have made some good money if we had more money to start with. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get established. And it's a 6 hard 6. And that bet is off because the puck is off. Now it's on, and the point is 6. We have to roll a 6. All right. And we did. Okay. So we rolled a 6. That gets paid $35. The puck goes off. And so we have $35 back in our rack. And so this is what you would do. If you got to this place when you're playing this, now you would go down to minimum. And some people say, no, don't do that. Remember, that was a risk. That was a big risk. So we're going to get $1 back, and they're going to take and make our 6 and 8 look like $12 each. Get $1 back. All right. So where are we at in our bankroll? We have a $35 more than we did, and we are right around 200, and with that out there, by the way, so we still have 24 out there. We have $269. All right. Puck is off. Bets are off. Here we go. 5. Point is 5. Let's see if we can get a 6 and 8, and then we'll do the double tap. There's the 8. So are we going to be aggressive or not aggressive? We shouldn't be aggressive, but we are going to be aggressive, because we're going to throw in $4. 12 pays 14 plus 4 equals 30. So we're going to throw in $4 and say make it look like 30, and they're going to automatically make it look like 30. So now let's get another 8. There's a 6. That's good. We're going to throw in $5, say make it look like 30. They're going to give us $1 change, and that's going to look like 30 as well. So we're back to where we were after 2 hits. We would have had $70 if we would have left it there, right? An extra 70. Let's get a 6 or 8. Oh my goodness. Well, a 7 came, and we lost this now. But we did do what's called press, collect, regress, and we got at least we weren't out there. We would have made more because they hit, but at least we didn't lose too much. All right, what'd you guys think? Give me some comments, questions. Let's check the chat. Bet the horn, press the 6 and 8, yes. And good evening, Brian. Is this your line, John? Because I think I commented. John says, good evening, Brian, from sunny Southern California. You probably saw my short where I was shoveling snow, and I would rather be anywhere but in the mountains of Colorado. I'm not too far up in the mountains, but horn bet. All right, so is that a question, or you wanting to know what the horn bet is, or you want me to bet the horn? Okay, bet the horn. All right, so the horn bet is the horn numbers. So the craps numbers are 2, 3, 12. If you add the 11, that's what's called a horn bet. It's a bet on the 2, 3, 12, and 11, or 2, 3, 11, 12. Sorry, that's how you should say it. But I always like to say 2, 3, 12 because that's the craps numbers. And then the 11, when you add the 11, that's called the horn bet. Now, if you did let me get some change here, because if you did, the minimum is $1 for each of those bets. So if you did a horn bet, that would be $1 on each of them. And can you see that one there, the 11? Can you see that? It's kind of on the edge, right? So the 11, $1 on the 11 pays 15 for 1. The 3, 15 for 1. The 2, 30 for 1. And the 12 is 30 for 1 as well. So a horn bet, the minimum is $4. And there's usually like a box where it says horn bet right in the middle. And so that would be a horn bet. It's a one roll bet. It's only the next roll of the dice. There's also a bet that you can do called the three-way craps. It's $3. And remember before, if you've been watching, we did a crap check. It pays 8 to 1. If you ever do $3, don't do a $3 crap check, because a $3, what's called three-way craps, they'll put it right on the side like this. It's pretty much $1 on each of those, and that pays 15 to 1. This pays 30, this pays 30, and if you put $3, it's 8 to 1. So if the 2 or 12 hit, you win a lot more money just with that extra dollar on a three-way craps. So $1, $1, $1, $1. All right. So there's a popular bet you might hear. It's called a horn high yo. Sometimes people will throw in $5 and they'll say horn high yo, horn high yo. And what they're doing is they're doing a horn bet, but they're actually adding an extra dollar, because $4 is a horn bet. Maybe they might throw in $10 and say horn high yo for 10. If they throw it in a horn high yo, what it is it's $5, but it's $1 on the 3, $1 on the 2, $1 on the 12, and $2 high on the yo, because you're doing more on the yo. So horn high on the yo. So you could do horn high yo, you could do horn high midnight or horn high 12, horn high aces, or horn high ace deuce, or horn high 3, right? Horn high ace deuce, horn high aces, horn high midnight, or horn high yo. I usually always bet a horn high yo whenever I bet. And sometimes on a come out roll, if I'm on the pass line, because the pass line has the 11 built in, I would bet a horn high ace deuce. That's what I would bet on the horn. So being that we're betting the horn, we might as well roll it and see if the horn will hit, and then we'll talk about lay the 4. Okay, so the way the lay bets work is there's these boxes behind the numbers, and when you lay a bet, and then we're going to roll this as well. When you lay a bet, you're actually betting that number won't roll. So the only way to win a lay bet is if the 7 rolls. Okay. And some casinos will have a minimum that you can, man, this is like advanced teaching. They will have a minimum that you can bet on the lay, and it's usually that you have to win $20, okay? And because of the odds of the numbers, they pay different. So 30 on the 6 or 8, if you laid the 6 or 8, they're going to pay the same. But if you put $30 here, it's going to pay 25 if a 7 rolls. So you're paying, or is it 20? It may be 20. No, it's 25. And then $30 on the 5 and 9 pays $20. But you can't do $30 on the 4 and 10, because that only pays, 30 pays 15. So you have to go to $40 so that you can win 20. It's like a reverse bet. It's like reverse odds. So here we go, $40 again, $40. So this is laying all those bets, and to lay a bet, you have to pay a vig or a commission, So it costs $1 to place each one of those. So if we laid, this would be called lay the back wall. You can only win, was it 20, 40, 80, 80 plus 25 and 25. So 80 plus 50 is, what is that, is it 130? Sorry, getting late. But the point of what I'm saying is you're going to lose one of these bets, but you can't lose them all because there's only one roll that's going to happen. So we lay the back wall. We give $6 for the vig, and let's see. So right now the numbers that we're betting is the 7. And we have to have a pass line if we're rolling, so we'll do a pass line. Or we could do a don't pass, but no, I'm not going to go into that. But this is like a no 4, no 5, no 6, no 8, no 9, no 10. And it only wins on a 7. So we want a 2, 3, 11, 12, or a 7 to roll. Let's see. Here we go. And we roll it, and it's a 4. So what that means is, because this was a 1-roll bet, the horn bet was a 1-roll bet, we lost it, and we lost the money, $40 on the 4. Those stay there, and if we take them down, we get our dollars back for each one. The point is 4, and but see how the odds, you have to bet $40 on the 4 and 10 to just win $20. I mean, that's not a good bet. I don't like it. I don't like that bet. So anyway, I don't like laying bets. I think the reason why people would lay a bet is because they want to protect something that if the 7 rolls and they lose, like a don't pass, or if they, if they had the 4 and 10. If they laid the 4 and 10 but had the 6 and 8 working and the 7 came, it would pay for their 6 and 8. If the 6 and 8 rolled, they would get paid. Then we just take down their lay bet. There's all kinds of different strategies for that. But lay 6 and 8 wins 25. Yeah. Lay 30. Yeah, to lay 30. Thanks, Skill and Luck. 30 on the 4 and 10. Yeah, wins 15. But a lot of casinos, they make it where you have to win at least $20. I know on a Royal Caribbean ship, playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise, they make you lay enough to win. So you have to lay 40 because you have to be able to win $20. $20 is the minimum that they want. So you have to. So to lay the back wall, what was that? $40. So let's count it up. To lay the back wall, how much would it cost if you laid the whole back wall and you're trying to protect something? For example, it is $225, $220. So you'd have to pay $6 for all that. If they let you pay $1 to lay the 4 and 10, but you're paying at least $231. So, and 6 of it is just to lay the bet. So then you have $225 out there, and $225 would pay. The 4 and 10 would pay 20, right? The 5 and 9 would pay 20, and then the 6 and 8 would pay 25. So you're looking at $130 off of that bet. That's a huge bet to win 130, but it's only if a 7 rolls, and that's when you get it. So I don't really like lay bets because I'd rather go through the don't come or do a don't pass. But what people will do, so we know we would win, so we can't lose it all if we lay it. The most we could lose is 40. So let's say we take $40 out of this. Okay, so there's 25. So let's take $40 out of this because we know we can probably lose. If a 4 hit, we would lose 40. That's what just happened. And let's count what we would win if a 7 came. We would win, because if a point came, we'd lose that. But there's $75, $85, $90. So if you put $100 on the don't pass and then laid the back wall and a 7 came, you would get your money back. That's a way to protect it. I think just risk. A lot of people that have been talking about my crap strategy, light in the darkness, they lay the bets a lot. And they say, you know, I had a don't pass and I laid the 4 and 10 and I got knocked off on the 4 and 10, or 11 rolled and I lost this, you know. So I don't know, man. I'm not too fond of the lay bets or laying bets. But I do play the don't pass, that's for sure. But I don't try to protect it with lay bets. So, right on. Well, I've been going for a while here, and I've been wanting to hopefully get some people to subscribe. Subscribe to the Holy Roller channel. It's all about playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise. And just trying out these new short vertical lives. And let me answer any questions or thoughts you may have. So, is a buy bet better than a lay? Yes. That's a easy question. Buy bet is always better than a lay. Okay, yeah. So you have to, yeah. Let's see. This is why it's wiser to lay either the uptown or downtown, not both. Yeah. So would you say lay it for more money so that you win it? So use the same amount of money, but don't lay every number. A lot of people like to lay the 4 and 10, but man, I get some come out 4s and 10s all the time. So I don't try to lay those. Like I said, I'd rather just go on the don't pass. And then let's see, why not bet the same on the pass line and the don't pass? I think that's what you mean, the bar. It's actually pass line and don't pass line. This is actually saying pass, don't pass line, but it's saying don't pass and bar the 12, or the 12 doesn't count. So they're both a pass line or a don't pass line. Depending on what point, then add odds. Yeah, so that's called a do don't. So let's say I put 100 on the pass line and 100 on the don't pass line, and it's a 10. Well, then I'll play the odds on the don't pass. Let's say it's a 8, then I'll play the odds on the pass line because there's higher chance to hit an 8. And then these just wash each other out, and then you play for what's called true odds. And but chances are a 12 will come when you do that. When you try on your come out roll, a 12 will come on a do we don't. That always seems to happen. Yeah, there's no such thing as a bar line. Yeah, it's a lot of people call it a don't pass bar because it says it right there, but it's not. It's don't pass line. It's don't pass but bar the 12, or the 12 doesn't count on that bet. So yeah, man. some of these, I've been trying to do these videos where they're about something specific, you know, and then just do a live and then be out. But there's been so much, you know, engagement, and there's been so much, you know, questions, comments, and I love just interacting with you guys and stuff. So it's pretty awesome. So let's see, John, no points for free cruise with the Dewey Don't. Yes, you are correct. So if you do this bet and you do odds, you're getting absolutely zero comp value. Whether you do it for a lot of money or a little bit of money, it doesn't matter, because odds never give you any kind of comp value. And if you do this, it's a zero out. It zeroes out the bet. So what is a lay bet? You're gonna have to go back and watch, but I'll just basically tell you, a lay bet is betting that a number will not roll. If I lay the 4, goes behind the 4, I'm choosing to lay the bet, so it's going to cost 5% charge to lay it. So this would cost $5 to place that bet, but it would, $100 on no 4, it would lose if I roll a 4, and if a 7 comes, I only get paid $50. So it's not a good bet. I don't think lay bets are a good bet at all. You have to bet more to win less. Oh my goodness. So if you did the same bet on, let's say we rolled and the point was 8, and you did a don't come bet, this would win on 2-3, it would push on the 12, and it would lose on 7-11. But say a 4 rolled, it would go behind the 4. So you have the same $100 behind the 4. And if you win by a 7 coming, you would lose 100 if the 4 rolled. But if you win, you would win even money. So I would rather play any kind of lay or no 4, no 5, no 6, whatever. Let it go through the don't come. So let's say the point is 8 right now, and I play $100 don't come. Let's roll the dice and see what happens. So then it rolls, and it's an 8. So the point is hit. This goes behind the 8, and the puck goes off. This bet is still working, and it loses if I roll an 8. It wins if I roll a 7, and it's even money, right? On every number. So it's, you know, even money's better than the odds. So then we roll, and that's always working. But the cool thing about these bets, when they go through there, you can take it down, because an 8's high probability. But if a 7 rolls, so there's a 4, and then the point becomes 4, and say we do another one, so we have another don't come, and a 5 rolls, so there's a 5. So now this goes behind the 5, and then we do another one, don't come, and let's see what rolls. An 8 rolls. So we lose this 100, then this 100 goes behind the 8, and let's put out another 100. So we're going to use $500. So we have one more left because we lost one, and there's a 9. So this goes behind the 9. So all these are going to win $100 each if the 7 rolls. But if the 7 rolls here, 7 or 11, we'd lose right there. Let's see if we could get another one. 12. So a 12 rolls. That is a push. So it stays there. And another 12 rolls. Oh my goodness. And that stays there, bar the 12. And there's a 5. So you can see we lose the 5. And then we have the 5. So we spent $500. We have $300 left. And a 9 rolls. And so we lose that. So now we have 200 of our 500 left, and a 6 rolls, and a 7 rolls. All right, so the 7 rolls, and now this gets paid 100, this gets paid 100, and we have 400 back of our $500. That's just a quick little teach them the hard way set. Let me see. So yeah, lay bet versus don't come is a lot better, I would say. It's two different things. Bar means it's tying the 12. Oh, okay. Other word means the same as push. Huh, see, skill and luck. Got the knowledge, dropping the knowledge. And let's see. Yeah, down, Mike says down 100, quick and easy. All right, let's do the other side. Let's do the other side of it. Because 7 out, we got 400 left. And we're going to do the come bet, which is the same as the pass line. This is kind of the same as the don't pass. So we have 400 left. Another shooter comes out. And let's get a point established. And so it is a 5. So the point is 5. And now we're going to do a come instead of a don't come. So this one here is wins on 7-11, loses on 2-3-12. Let's see what happens. And it's a 5. All right, so the point is 5. This goes to the 5. Point goes off. So that's still working. And there's an 8. So the point becomes 8. That spun. It was an 8, wherever 8 is. There we go. So the point becomes 8. And now we're going to do another come bet. And this wins on 7-11. This wins on 5. All right. And it's a 12. Loses on 2-3-12. So now we got $300 of our 5 left. Here we go. And it's another 12. This is crazy. I just did 2 back-to-back 12s in consecutive rolls. So 4. There's the 8. It goes to the 8. The puck goes off. Let's get a point established. And it's a 9. The point is 9. And we got one more $100. Can we get back to our 500? There's a 10. So this goes to 10. And we have 300 out there. If a 7 comes, we lose it all. But we want a 5, 8, or 10. And it is a 5. Okay, so we got $100 back. And that pays like that. And so we're gonna just have another one. There's a 10. So that's gonna pay off and on. Because instead of moving it and bringing it all down, it's called off and on. So look, we have 300 back. Those are contract bets. We can't get them back unless we win them. So we have 500. Let's keep going. And there's a 6. So this will move to the 6. I don't want to do more than 3. Let's hold 2 and see if we could get any one of those back. And it's a 6. We got the 6 back. So that means we win. So now we have 400 in our hand. Let's see if we can get an 8 or a 10 before we put any more money out there. There's another 6. Come on, let's get an 8. There's a 7 out. 7 out. All right. So look at we have 400. We have 400 still. Now let's do an alternating one, and then I'll check the chat. Okay, kind of having fun now. So. We're assuming we're not the roller, so we don't need a don't pass. But we got 4 units, okay, 4 units, $100. We got $400 here. Got a point established. It's a 7 there, and it's a 6. So the point is 6. We're going to alternate. So first we'll do the come and see. So that's a 6, 0.6. That goes to the 6. Now we have a come out roll. Let's see if we can get another 6. There's an 8. Point is 8. And we're alternating. So we did a come bet. Now we're going to do a don't come bet. Here we go. And it's an 8. So the point is 8. And this goes behind the 8. No 8. And we do want a 6. Let's get a 6. And there's an 8. Crap. That's why they call this craps. All right. We lost another 100. And we did that, and so let's alternate. Or you could say you got one of those, let's get one of the don't. So let's do that. And it's a 4, that's a good one. Hopefully we won't roll a 4. And now let's go right here. And it's an 8. So that's a winner 8. And it goes to the 8. So we have no 4, but we want a 6 or 8. Let's go. And it's always working, by the way. You can't turn these off, even though the puck is off. We got the 8, so we won the 8. And because we're on the come and that 1, we have to hold it because you can't bet a come or a don't come when the puck is off. Let's get a point established. And it's a 5. 5. And then I'll check the chat as soon as I get through with this little series here. All right. We're going to do a come bet. Here we go. And it's a yo 11. That's a $100 roll right there. So we get paid, wins on 7-11. All right, here we go. And 10 goes to the 10. And we're going to do a don't come. 4 units. And we have 1 unit in our hand. Yes. All right. There's a 12. Push. There's another 12. How many want to bet that another 12 is going to roll? Will it? No, it's a hard 4. Crap. That means we lose this. We still have 4 units, but this goes behind the 4 again. And because we have 2 of these, I'm going to get another one of these. So we have 2 of those. We're using all 4 units, and it is an 8. So we are behind the 8. We want a 6. We want a 10. We want no 4, no 8. Here we go. And it's a 7. Guess what that does? These 2 lose, and these 2 win. We have 4 units. We just played all that time and broke even. What the heck? What the heck? All right. Bet double 6s. Yeah, that's a 1-roll bet. The bet on the midnight or the 12 is a 1-roll bet. Unless you're on a crapless table. Crapless table has all the numbers except for the 7 on the box. All right, let's see. Because a lay bet isn't always a loser. What are we saying here? Well, it's a good question then. I guess you guys are having a conversation that I'm jumping into. So, hard way set. I'm going to go live again. I'll go live again tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. I try to find a time when other people aren't live. But yeah, that's a good way. I could do... I'll teach the hard way set, but then what I'll do is I'll do a live where I just talk about setting and the different sets. I don't know a lot about it because there's certain what do you call it? Certain sets that will bring certain numbers and stuff. But anyway, so a hard way set is, and a good way to start your set. I wish I can. Let me just do it like this. A good way to start your set is always to start with the 6s on top, because then from there you can move different things. And so if you move this right here, this is usually called a hard way set. So it's the 6s like this lined up, and then you turn them, and you have the boxcars on top. Or it doesn't matter, but I mean this would be a hard way set. 4, 2, 4, 2. So 4, 2, 4, 2. And what it has is it has the hard 4, hard 8, it has a hard 6, and it has a hard 10. And the 7 is on the inside. So you have the 7 and the 7, so you're kind of covering up the 7. But that's a hard way set. And so you throw it, and you're hoping that it stays in access and they don't spin this way. But they both spin and land very similar. Let's see if I could throw one and see how it lands. Let me do this though. A lot of times you might see people use different color dice, and the reason why they're using different color dice is because this would be my left die, this would be my right die. I want to see which one is messing up, and so based on me holding it, I'm going to throw it and then see what lands. Here we go. And so it is a 5 and it's a 3. So those were on the hard way set, but what happened was what happened was, you can actually look and see this side too. So this one turned one too many, see? Just one too many. All right, let's set the hard set again. Hard way set, start with the 6s, turn them on their side until you have the 4s. And here we go. We should see if we can get them to land correctly. 7. So what happened with that one is both of the dice went like this, different ways. You know, they spun this way, not just this way. So that's why you see people practicing a lot to try to make sure. And I normally, the reason why I don't really practice a lot like on this table is because it's such a short table that I can't really get an accurate roll on that would accurately you know, be similar to an actual table, because an actual table you're throwing like 6 to 8 feet away instead of throwing like this is like 5 feet. So I would need to be back even more, but I like to throw with you guys being able to see the dice in the camera. But if I went way back here and tried to throw, so if now I'm at the place, so I got the hard way set and I'm at a place, whereas a traditional 12-foot table, I'm throwing from way back here, and then let's see what happens. So it's a 9. So again, we had this this red die on the left. It turned, you know. So look at, it's a 7 on the side, and if it rolled like that, there's a 7 there, because this one rolled twice over, you know. So there it is, back to where it should have landed, you know. So again, throwing from way back there, and then, you know, throwing from the same spot. There's a 5. So yeah, hard way set. I by the way, I rarely, let's just say I rarely ever use the hard way set. If I want a 6/8, what I'll do with my set is I do start with the 6s, and then I turn for the hard way, but then I rotate the right die, so it looks like it's a hard way set on top, but it's actually 6/8 set. So there's 6s and there's 8s, and some people call it the 3V. They'll throw it from this. They'll do a 3-5, 3-1, but I usually do it from the top this way. So then I hope to get 6s and 8s with my throw. So there's a 4, so that didn't work. So anyway, like I said, I don't like to throw or do like, that's why when I go on a cruise, I actually bring dice with me and I practice roll on the table on the cruise ship before the casinos open, so that I could get used to the table there. So let me check the chat and see if there's any chatter before we head out. Let me see here. So 6262. No 5, no 9 set. Yeah, sometimes I'll mess around with people. It's hilarious, by the way, when I'm at the table and I'm trying to get like a 9 or something, and I'll just mess around with people, and I'll go, let me do, what's the point? A 9? And I go like this. I go, so it needs to be like a 5-4 or something, or, you know. And I set it, and then I throw it. And the funny thing is, I've done this like 3 or 4 times on a live table, and look, it's a 9. It's so funny because a lot of people don't see the dice set. It's usually just somebody right next to me. And I'll literally go, okay, so it's a 9. Okay, I'm gonna set for the 9, and then I throw, and it happened like three times, 4 times in a row. It just happened right now, and I just mess with people. I don't try to do it unless they they start talking about, hey, you should change your set. And when people tell me, they'll like whisper to me, hey, you should change your set, get that point. And I'm like, oh, the point's a 9. You want me to get a 9? And then what I'm really hoping is that the 7 would come when they say that. Because I don't really like to change my set in the middle of rolling, but but anyway, I thought that would be funny. So I tried to do it, and I always got the point when somebody said that. Yeah, skill and luck. I could see, so I only see a little bit, and it kind of like, I have to scroll down to see the rest, or scroll up, or go back. So let's see. 3, 5, 3, 1 brings 6, 8. 3, 5, 6, 4 brings 5, 9. Let me grab these here. So 3, what are we saying? 3, 5. So that's a 3, 5. 3, 1. Okay, so 3, 5, 3, 1 looks like this. And that should bring us 6, 8. All right. Now, that's if everything goes, if my mechanics and everything's perfect. There's a 4. All right. So now let's do, what's that other one there? A 3, 5. So 3, 5, same one there. 3, 5. 3, 5, and 6, 4. 3, 5, 6, 4. Looks like that. And that should bring 5s and 9s. Let's see. See, I need to know more about that. There's a 4. Remember when I was saying, like, I don't like to lay the 4 and 10 because I always get 4s and 10s? Maybe it's just because my mechanics are off here. All right, what's the other one? The famous 6-2-6-2, right? Let's see. 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Whenever setting dice or looking for the dice, what's on the other side of the dice, it's always good to know that the opposite side of the dice always equals 7. So if you have a 1, you know 6 equals 7. 2, 5 equals 7. 4, 3 equals 7. So it always equals 7 on the opposite side of the dice. But it's always good to start with the 6 and go from there. But what do we say? 3, 5, 3, 5, 6, 4. Did I do that one already? Oh, so no, 3, 5, 1, 5. 3, 5, 1, 5. Here we go. 3, 5, 1, 5. 4s and 10s. Hey, I can roll 4s. Let's see what happens here. 2. Craps 2. I'm gonna try that one again. I want to try that one again. What is that one again? A 5, 5, 3, 1, 5. Here we go. 3, 5, 1, 3. Bringing 4s and 10s. I just got a 2. And there's an 8. Wow, see, but I'm like way up here, kind of like leaning down and throwing, and it's so short. So anyway. Let's see what we got here. John, 6262. That's his favorite right now, right? I would like to see more players on cruises using dice setting. Yeah, the cruises, man, dice setting is actually craps player on the cruise is like amateur hour. And if you're on Carnival, it's like a carnival or a circus. It gets crazy out there at the craps table on a cruise. The shorter the cruise, the more the booze. And there's a lot of drunk people trying to play craps, and dice are flying off the table. You know how they say hands high? On a cruise, on a short cruise, you have to watch your eyes. People be throwing dice like baseballs sometimes. Hey, no, don't throw them like that. Oh man, let's see. I'm trying to get caught up, but man, trying to get caught up with the chats. Sorry. I only use the Combat for PSO. Yeah, I like a 0.7 out. Yeah, the Combat's a good like insurance bet, but it gets locked up just like your pass line. That's the only bad thing. It's a contract bet, you know. $50. Let's see, what is it? But my $50 Combat, I win 100. The Big Red doesn't roll. If Big Red doesn't roll, then it becomes a regular Combat. Oh, okay. So that was just a couple. Oh, I need to put all those comments together. Sorry about that, John. That's funny. Yo, in the stream, we got busted. Give me a call. Don't know who you are, so you're watching the wrong person. And yeah, I do have my phone on Do Not Disturb, and you don't know me. You you don't know me. All right, but I am going to end the stream because it's time, wouldn't you say? Unless I have any requests, I'll do one more thing, but it has to come from the chat. You need to tell me, and you need to be a subscriber, okay? And you need to give it a thumbs up, and I'll do one more. I lost my other blue die though. I don't know what happened to it. So, where is my other blue die? All right, any suggestions in the chat on what you want to see with this holy roller? Holy means different, distinct, and devoted. And that's what I am when it comes, and that's how I roll, I should say. Huh, that's a good one. That was from my early channel, like when I first started the channel. I'm like, holy means distinct or different, distinct and devoted, and that's how I roll. Man. I have no idea what happened to that other blue die. Crazy. I'm like looking everywhere, on the floor and everything. I can't find it. So I'll have to pick from 4. Any suggestions? Oh, I gotta scroll down on this chat. Oh my goodness. I'm like way behind. I mean, I might need to, I don't know how to get moderators to like keep this chat real, you know, keep it real smooth, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for subbing, John. Thanks for the subscription. 440 inside, then regress to 110. After one hit, do I do one hit and then regress to 110? One hit, am I risking $440 to get one hit and then go on 110? Let's see what happens on that. Okay, and then, yeah, okay. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. What is that? 410. That's the that's $100 level, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 40. So that would be that would be 20, 120 and 120, right? All right. I haven't ever. I've been here before, but I never started here before. I've always pressed up to this place. So each one of these pays 140. So if we get one hit and then we go to 110 inside, we'll make 30 bucks, right? puck is off, bets are off. Let's randomize this, and let's get an 8. So the point is 8, and the puck is on. So can we miss a 0.7 out? The big risk is 9. 9 pays 140. So we're going to do 140, and it looks like this. Take me down to 110 inside. 110 inside, $30 extra going back to the rack. Man, that was scary. Now it doesn't matter what happens, right? One hit and I'm out of the hand and got an extra $30. Oh my goodness. There's a Yo 11, Yo 11. And there is a 9, that pays, I'm gonna get paid in nickels. Pays 35. I'm gonna go with all the hard ways. 5, 10, 10, and I'll rack 5. So now I got an extra 40. So we got the hard 8 and the hard 6 are $10 each. And it's a 7 out. Well, that was fun while it lasted, but I got $35 plus. Is that how you play it? Is that how you play it, skill and luck? Crowd going crazy. Crowd goes crazy. I need some more likes for that right there. How about some thumbs up, folks? And if you haven't subscribed, become a subscriber if you haven't already. One hit, man. You know, so if I did that, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, if I did that, like, let's take this down because, you know, we lost all this on that 7 out. But, like, I'm thinking now, if I had $1,000 and I was just going to go with it, would I do 500 on the don't and then go out here like that, get a come out. So this is a $500 risk. It's almost like a $420 risk. So there's a 5. So I would lose money if the 5 rolled. I'd leave that there just to kind of, I'd get 140. So I would still lose 360. So let's see what happens. And it's a 4. Of course it would be a 4. Oh my gosh. And 10. Of course it would be a 10. This is too much suspense. Oh my gosh. So in this system, 7 out. All right, so in this system, we made 5 the bad number pretty much instead of 7. The 7 came. We lose 420, right? But we win $60 because we win 500. I don't know. What do you think about that? I mean, skill and luck. You know, darling, would you play that way? Would you play that way? You can move the place 5 in the field and win. Yeah. Why didn't I think of that just a second ago? Probably because I was terrified. That's why I didn't think of that. Oh my goodness. Oh, Gary, you missed a lot, man. Oh man, I started this with, it was supposed to be, you know, just $300 for beginners. And now we gone crazy with some $500 don't pass. The beginners are out. They were gone a long time ago when we started laying the bets and we started doing the come bet and the don't come bet, and I was like, wait, is this for beginners? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. I gotta get this, move this out of the way, and because we're at a whole nother level right now. And let's get 100 in like that. There's 1,000. There's 1,000. So we pretty much have a $500 don't pass. We're risking $500, half of our bankroll, on a come out roll. No 7, no 11. 2, 3 would be awesome. And it's a 5. Again, it's a 5. Oh my goodness. All right, so now we're going to do $440. So normally we do 440 inside. But see, I like taking the 9 and putting it in the field. Let's see. I like doing the whole iron cross so we could win. This would only win $40 if a 6 and 8 hit. We'd lose if the 5 hit. We could put 200 to mitigate it a little bit, but I kind of like, or we could do all even numbers, forget the 5 altogether. Which one you want to do? 4 and 10 or 5 and filled? Which one should we do? 4 and 10 or 5 and filled? Right now I have it set up for the 4 and 10. So I kind of like that. Oh, filled? We're doing the filled? Okay, 5 and filled. All right. 5 and filled. So this kind of hedges this a little bit. We get the filled. Let's see how many rolls we can get. Here we got the setup. So we're only, if a 7 comes, we get 500, so we'll win money. We'll win $60. So technically we have $60 we could use, but let's not do that. Here we go. It is a 3, craps 3. All right, so a craps 3 is a $100 win. So usually when I do the light in the darkness strategy, I always put the first hit. No matter what the first hit is, I always put it on the point. But we're gonna go ahead and rack it. And then if the 5 comes, at least we have it over here, because we don't want to get over 500. So that's why we're putting it over here, because we still have 60, but now we have 160 that we can make, that we can earn if big red comes. But we want a 6 or 8 or filled. Filled would be absolutely the best. And a 9. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's another 100. Let's rack it. Let me check the chat just in case you're going crazy and saying, what are you doing racking? Hop the 6. G says hop the 6. Oh my goodness. Don't forget your combat. That's funny, because sometimes it is fun to just have a combat out there so it travels, you know? And if it goes there, you just take that down or move it around. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Third roll. 9 again. 9 again. Another $100. So 3 rolls, any strategy, if you get 3 hits, you should be in profit land. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't get 3 hits, or if you get 3 hits and you're not in profit land, you're doing something wrong, you know? So let's see what we got here. Yeah, of course. That was 2 9s. It's funny, 2 come and you want to place it, and I should make a rule. If you see 2 and you're not on it, don't get on it. I don't know. No, maybe you should get on it quicker, right? Here we go. We're going to see. Now we'll start pressing. If we could get there. Ha! We can't. 7 out. So we lose this here and we win $60 difference on that 7. Remember, we made the 5 the bad number instead of 7 the bad number. So we started with 1,000. There's 1,000. And we got 350, 60. We got $360. So we made $360 in how many rolls? Oh my goodness. Now this is what I do. This is what I do that I hate that I do it, but I always do it, right? This is what I do. So this is my winnings, right? So I go out again. Watch, this is what I'll do. Like, so I'll take all my winnings. So let's see if we can get past it. And this determines, like if I can't get past it now, what is it, 360? I'm down, but I would be down 240, and I'd probably be done, but at least at this level. But let's see if we can get past it one more time. And we did with an 8, okay? So, and then this is what I do. And I hate that I do this, but I know that I have extra money, right? The money that I just won. And so if a 7 comes, I'm gonna have my $1,000 back. So what I do is I overdo it out here. And so I'm like, let's do a $300 8, or I'll go across, you know, like, and I just go too far, you know, too far. And so I'll do 20, and then all the rest of this money, so close to 350, but you know, 300, I don't know what a proper bet is, but then I'll do like a $25 hard 8, and then a $15 field or something. I'll like go all in and say, hey, I'm all in, here we go, you know? And then just see what happens. And I hate that I do that because, like I said, the 8, what does 300 pay on an 8? I don't even know. I know it's not proper, but let's see what we get here. 6. So 6 wins 140. So we lose the field and we get 140. So now we can, let me get some green for this. So 350, 4. I didn't really need to get green, I need to get red. 420. 420. Is that a proper bet? 420 on the 8. So that's what I do. I put the first hit on the point, and then now I would just be in collection mode. Oh my goodness, is that crazy? 300 pays 350. What does 420 pay? 420. I'm in Colorado, folks. All right, here we go. 4, hard 4. I love that. So we'd get paid 20 here. We'd have to pay $5 to get paid 200. And then, see, that's where, then I start racking. So that's what I do. I put more out there than I need to. And then I put the first hit on the point, then I start racking. I like it, it works, but you still have to get those, you know, 2 hits. This was the second hit. So let's see what happens here. 7 out. What did I have? Now I'm still up because I racked that $215. Everything's lost. I got 500 back. So that's the thing that's kind of like frustrating, is I was up and now I lost. But I mean, you do that a couple times. Like if you have $1,000, you could get a free cruise in one session, man. Like 3 hours, you'd have a free cruise, balcony. But yeah, sometimes I just play it that way. So anyway, thanks for all the thumbs up. There's 58 watching and there's 28 thumbs up. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, people. Come on, people. Oh yeah, 42 pays 49. Just add a 0. Man, Gary, smart. Smarty pants. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. Become a subscriber of the channel here. And I think I think I'm gonna be done. It's been awesome, guys. I really appreciate being here. You being here, watching, having fun. I've been having fun. And like I said, I have a Facebook group called the Holy Roller Cruising Club. And somebody asked the question about a $300 bankroll strategy for beginners, and that's how I started this whole live stream, just answering the question for the Facebook group called Holy Roller Cruising Club. All right, so feel free to join if you're on Facebook. I do have, I should probably utilize my Instagram a little bit more. I have about 11,000 followers on Instagram, probably a bunch of bots. and then, but man, I'm not trying to do a bunch of different things. I'm trying to keep everything just right here on YouTube. So thanks for all the thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and becoming a subscriber. And if you're very interested in playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise, I'd invite you to go to my website, which is holyroller.com, or you could go on YouTube and become a member. Become a member of the YouTube channel. The website has my membership video there, and then you can subscribe there. So it's spelt just like that, Holy Roller without the ER, holyroller.com, and check that out. I have some merch there as well, and if you like some shirts, I have a hat that says Let's Roll with some dice on it, and the roll has the R right there, just like that. That stands for resound, and it's about being loud enough to echo and sharing your passion with the world. And so resound, resound.design is another website that we have. Well, anyway, I'm not trying to sell stuff. I'm trying to have fun. Craps on the cruise to earn a free cruise. We hope to see you cruising and rolling on a craps table soon. See ya. I like that end right there, Tom. That's awesome. Game over.